fellow Singaporeans, to each one of you, good afternoon. And thanks for coming down on this very hot afternoon to be at this alternative National Day rally.
No money hot, yo.
Yes, very hot. Indeed, it's very hot.
No money hot.
Yes, please come down. Please come forward. I cannot stand because my back has problems. I cannot hold the mic properly because
Okay, what's that you are?
I had a gang fight in JB, so this arm has been terribly paralyzed. So no, I didn't fire him. If he fired me, he won't be here today. He'll be gone up there. Yeah, please come forward. Please come forward.
Up there, I believe.
I just turned 70 last month. Just July last month, I just turned 70. And 15 years ago, I received this umbrella. This is the CPF umbrella, which I kept in the storeroom for 15 years. And you can see that together looking after our future. That's what the slogan says. Together looking after our future. But I think at this point in time of our history, our future is really very questionable. I think a 70-year-old man or even a 65-year-old man or woman, I think perhaps the future is already the past. But what we are talking about is our children and our grandchildren, their future. And I think the reason why we are here is because we are afraid that they may not have a future. They may not have a future because these folks here do not listen. They just pretend to listen. They come up with all kinds of Ponzi schemes, which if you look at it objectively, they are out to fleece us. Okay, every day and every night, today, and in about 10 days' time, you're going to be hearing more about the Medishield Life. I think the Medishield Life, according to a lot of people on the social media, is nothing but a Ponzi scheme. In other words, 羊毛生在羊身上，对不对？我们的羊毛已经在30多年、40年已经被它脱光了，但是现在还要脱。我们70岁了，这个 Medishield Life 的 premium 从哪里来 ？Medisave 是我们的钱吗？对啊，所以这是我们的羊毛。So our money, our precious Medisave money, instead of the government coming out with a scheme which gives free hospitalization of B2 and C class ward, everybody, whether you're pioneer generation or pioneer generation, just give it out B2 or C class ward. Those who want to have better class wards, let them buy the private insurance. Let them go to Great Eastern, go to AIA, go to AIG, whatever, buy their own insurance and, go to the private hospitals. But for the poorer folks, I think the government has the responsibility of providing e-sec 居行,衣裳, our attire, sec inflation, 居 our HDB, our flats, our accommodation. Hang is our trains, our buses, our MRT, our bicycles, etc., etc. These are the very 4 basic fundamental responsibilities of any decent government. And I think they have been shirking these responsibilities for the last 20, 30 years. That is why we have this National Day protest rally. It is not that I love the PAP less, but I love this country more. I'm here, we are here, not because we do not love our country, We indeed come here because we love this country more. That's why we are here. Although we are a small group, not very big compared to the NDP, but never mind. It's all right. So, in the last 3 years, if you come to Hong Lim, I think we all realize that the times are changing. In 2012, with the 6.9 million population protest that brought about 7,000 to 8,000 people in this very square, followed by another one the same year, followed by the social media protest when they tried to muzzle the social media, followed by the pink dots a few months ago, which brought 25,000 people here and filled this field to capacity. And of course, there is the arrest, the Musings arrest commemoration of 25 years, and there's also the arrest, the Operation Coastal 1962-63. So this square, this green, this Hong Lim Speaker's Corner is a very precious space that we have. So we must utilize it, we must come, we must attend. Same thing with the social media. I think in the last 3 years, I've never been so educated by the social media than before. If you read the Straits Times, I don't think we will get educated very much. But when I Google into the social media to TR Emeritus, etc., etc., I get educated and I learn a lot of things every day. I learn from Roy, from Hui Hui, from Philip Ang, from all the brilliant research folks, people who do not get a cent or a dime, but they dutifully, they work at it day after day, month after month, and then there is this social media that publishes their work. And this work is very enlightening, very educational. So I spend a lot of my time going into the social media. Morning I get up, I Google. At night before I go to sleep, I also Google. But don't just Google. We can all contribute. We can add our 2 cents worth or 2 pennies worth to the conversation. Let's do that. Don't ever believe that the social media is hooliganism. It is not hooliganism. It is very well researched. Sometimes you get a bit carried away with 4-letter words, with expletives, but by and large, I think it is compensated by the value of the research. Without Roy Ng, the government would never have admitted that GIC is channeling the money to CGS, to MES, to invest its money. Without Roy Ng and Philip Ang and all the rest of it, there will be no admission at all that our precious blood, sweat, and tears money have been siphoned away without our permission by the CPF board. CPF is a trustee organization, you know. It's a trustee organization. But it never sought our permission, neither did it seek our approval when they channel these funds to GIC to give us a paltry 2.5 to 4%. Now we know that the 2.5 and 4% is a very paltry sum because the GIC can get a much higher return, 8, 9, 10%. Okay, but what do we get? 2.5 to 4%. Cannot even index it to inflation. How are we going to retire? One piece of statistic which I came across recently is that the Medisave account in the last 4 years, from 2010 to 2014, the Medisave account total up, if we add up all the Medisave account of all the Singaporeans, is about $66 billion. But if you were to look at the special account now in 2014 March stands lesser than our Medisave account. So why do we need to channel so much money into the Medisave account? The answer is very simple. So that the 羊毛现在拿去大东方，拿去AIA， 拿去 NTUC， 拿去 Prudential， 这些羊毛是我们的毛，但是政府半分钱都不出 ，OK， 只是会用我们的 Medisave account， 所以现在的 Medisave account 高过我们的 Special account， 我们的 Special account 是 for retirement 啊，62 over billion dollars。Medisave account 66 point something billion dollars. How can this be? Because retirement is meant for 10, 15, 20 years. Medisave account 66 over billion dollars. Where is it going? I think if you look at it logically, okay, it's because Medisave contribution takes away about 5 to 6% of our monthly contribution. That is why our retirement account is left with so pitiful an amount. Pathetic amount, very pathetic. This Medisave thing was never a part of the CPF covenant. When CPF was first instituted, there was no such thing as Medisave. It was an add-on. So the proper thing to do is to abolish Medisave. Abolish this Medisave account. Let the government stand up to its responsibility of providing health care for all Singaporeans, rich or poor. If you want better, you can use cash or you can use whatever to buy a higher, maybe a private sector policy. But restore the Medisave, abolish it, put it back to the special account. Then, and only then. And the other thing is the minimum sum. You all know that the minimum sum, only less than half the Singaporeans satisfy this minimum sum scheme. The minimum sum scheme, after so many donkey years, has hit $198,000. $198,000. So only less than half of Singaporeans are able to hit this figure. So that's why this concern with retirement, this concern with the CPF. So we should make a demand that this Medisave should be abolished and this Medishield Life should be reworked. Rework it all over again and don't bullshit us. Please don't bullshit us. 羊毛生在羊身上. Medishield money, Medisave money is your own money. Agree or not? It's our own money, agree or not? All right? So let's see in 10 days' time with the National Day rally speech. Okay, I'm eagerly looking forward to it, to see what kind of new schemes will be coming out. But, okay, I don't want to spend all my time talking about CPF. I think we are talking about the forgotten heroes. I think you can see, I started at 4:15. Okay, I will take the full quota of my time. All these are our forgotten heroes. All these folks from Dr. Lim Hock Siew, Lim Chin Siong, Toh Su Kai, so many of them, they were our independence fighters. And there are independence fighters who are now languishing in southern Thailand, more than 80 of them who cannot come home. They are denied their birthrights. And yet we are talking about an inclusive society. We want to include everybody. But why are these folks who are in the 80s and the 90s, why are these forgotten heroes not honored? Why are they allowed? Why are they continuing to languish in southern Thailand? That one I don't understand. Next year will be the 50th anniversary of Singapore's so-called independence. Let them come home. then there will be more justice, there will be more fairness, then there will be a more equal and more just society. This guy here is always talking about more equal and just society. But where is it now? Oh, see, it's fallen down. Anyway, I don't want to be too emotionally walked up. I've written a little DT. My water. A little DT in Mandarin, okay? A little DT in Mandarin. When I was a kid, okay, when I was 7 years old, 6 years old, thank you, Hui Hui. We used to recite this Hua Yu, the DT. It's like a limerick. 妈妈叫我去买米，走到半路下大雨，我却正水不见底。我们的 CPF 跑了去哪里？李总理呀，李总理，你要快快来处理，人民才会相信你。如果你不快快来处理，2016就没有你，没有你，没有你。公有公理，婆有婆理 ，CPF 钱不见了，是最无理。李总理呀，李总理。你要快快来处理，不然2016就不随你，不随你，没有理，没有理，没有理。We can do this as a group, very easy. You want to learn it?
Yes.
You want to learn it? Okay, let's stand up. I will stand up for you. I will stand up for all of you.
Stand up for Singapore.
Yes, stand up.
呀！刚站起来。
要站起来。
啊，站起来。
妈妈叫我去买米。
妈妈叫我去买米。
走到半路下大雨。
走到半路下大雨。
我却正水。
我却正水。
不见底。
不见底。
我们的 CPF 跑去哪里？
我们的 CPF 跑去哪里？
李总理呀，李总理，
李总理呀，李总理，
你要快快来处理，
你要快快来处理，
老百姓才相信你。
老百姓才相信你。
如果你不快快来处理，2016就没有你，没有你，没有你。谢谢，谢谢各位。